Millie, why'd you wake me up?
You woke me up.
Oh, we don't have school today, Millie.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know. Yeah, these are your morning announcements.
This would I forgot.
Good morning, everybody.
This says morning announcement,
With Millie.
Mr. on it.
Yeah. Today is
Monday, May 25th,
Did you know that today is
National Memorial Day.
Tap Dance Day
Brown Bag a Day.
and Towel Day? I got an idea. Why
What?
don't we just throw in the towel? Give people a day off. How does that sound?
Good.
Okay. If you want to see any more of us, Millie has a YouTube video with Kelly Hanson, the host of Local Lens, Seattle's YouTube, one of Seattle's YouTube thingamagizzes. So have a good day. Remember, everybody, be a good kid. Do the right thing. I think I'm going to go back to bed.
Hi, I'm super excited. A fifth grader named Millie wants to interview me and figure out how I got to where I am in my career. And that to me is just beyond flattering because you always think you can do better and you're not where you want to be in your career. So to be asked is an honor, and I'm excited to meet her and get this underway.
Where did you go to elementary school?
I went to Ben Franklin Elementary School in Kirkland. My parents still live there. So, and our mascot was the Eagles. I remember that.
Do you have a funny story from elementary school, or do you remember one of your favorite teachers?
Yes. So, I don't know if it's super funny, but I'm still really good friends with her. Elizabeth is her name. And I remember in fifth grade, so your year, she was kind of playing around with a filing cabinet, kind of like leaning back on a filing cabinet, and she got her fingernail stuck in there somehow really badly. And everyone had to sit down, and the class was getting started, and she was just standing in the back, with her hands behind her back. And Miss Schmidt was my favorite teacher, probably in elementary school. She was super loving, easy to talk to, and I just remember she was so fun. And she was the teacher, and she was like, Elizabeth, why are you standing in the back of the class? Get in your seat and let's get started. And Elizabeth just kind of started nervously laughing, like, my fingernail was stuck in the filing cabinet.
What jobs did you grow up thinking that you like to do when you got older?
So my mom's a nurse, and I think I always wanted to be a nurse. I wanted to help people, but I soon realized I'm not the best in math and science.
I actually wanted to be a ballerina when I was younger. But...
Ooh, I like that. So you're a basketball star and a ballerina.
Well, I did that for like less than a year. I did it in preschool because my mom signed me up, but I don't do it anymore. I'm not the best at dancing. So.
I did tap and ballet too, but I think they tried to tell me nicely I wasn't extremely graceful.
Is there any advice you'd like to give to the elementary age students?
Yeah, I think just always be yourself and have fun in elementary school. That's the time to, make friends and just really enjoy yourself. I'm still really good friends with a lot of people from elementary school, so I think you can have a lot of amazing relationships from that time when you guys are growing up and going through school. And definitely just be kind to one another. I just think that saying something nice to someone might really brighten up their day.
What do you like most about Missoula, Montana?
Missoula, Montana is a different place. It is a pretty amazing place, though. I remember the first day of school, I was walking across the street, and I'm, used to Seattle, and you see a car and you quickly stop, and, everyone has places to go. And Missoula people are taking their time, waving, and I'm like, do I know them? But everyone's just super nice. And I will say I got college credit for a horseback riding class. So I don't know how thrilled my parents were about that, but I got college credit.
You've been described as a good listener, flexible, and organized. Do you have to work at those things, or do you think that they come naturally to you?
Well, that is nice. I wonder who said that. I think no matter what, you have to work on just, all different things in your job. And I like hearing that I'm a good listener because I think that is something that I work on. You are quick sometimes to say your opinion, especially if you're passionate about something, but I think that's a good thing to always work on, to let someone speak and hear and really listen. Sometimes you think you're listening, but you're kind of thinking about what you're going to say next. So I think it's important sometimes to focus on being a good listener. Being organized, I'm from a big family, so I think I'm kind of used to a lot of things being in disarray. And so when I got older, I like things organized. And so I think that comes a little more natural.
I think are good character traits to make a good on-air personality.
I like that. I think just being authentic, being yourself, genuine, I think people want that nowadays.
Do you ever go back and watch your YouTube shows?
I edit my own stuff, I shoot my own stuff, and all of that. So sometimes when you're in there for a few hours editing and watching it over and over and over to make sure there's no mistakes, you kind of want to break from it after that. But older videos, I go back and watch quite frequently just to see how far I've come, what I can work on, constantly just see people's comments and all of that, because you just constantly want to learn and keep it going. So I love watching older videos, not too old. In Missoula, Montana, I was a small town reporter there, and those are a little cringy. I had blonde hair back then. I had a really aggressive tan, and I talked like what I thought people wanted me to talk like as a reporter. So those I kind of rest in peace. When I finally realized like I'm just going to be myself and hope that people like that, that's really when people started to connect with me. And that's what I find I like when I'm watching the news. If there's a story that is emotional, like I don't mind the fact that, a huge on-air talent is kind of having, a little pause getting through that, and you can see that, they're also like taken aback from the story. So I think it's okay to show your feelings and be authentic. And so all of those characteristics, I think, are what I look for in an on-air personality and hope that I bring to the table as well.
How has social distancing affected you in your job?
Ooh, gosh. I'm used to, the tagline for Local One Seattle is the guide to the city you love. So I'm used to going out in my favorite city and experiencing things and finding those hidden gems and going to restaurants and everything else. So it's definitely been different being, with the stay-at-home order and everything else. And I obviously love, interviewing people, and you can't really do that right now either. So this is awesome. This is feeding me with the Zoom calls and stuff. So that's been different, the technology aspect, just being able to adapt to change, and been doing a lot of work from home tip videos and other things inside. So I've been taking up cooking. I'm a terrible cook, but I figure why not try something new and try. But you can still do a lot of really fun videos, I've realized, inside. It just looks a little different right now, but you can still be creative and put out content.
What have been the challenges?
Challenges, I think, are I'm a hugger. I don't know. I like meeting people and, shaking their hand or giving them a hug, and just being able to really connect with a bunch of different people, whether it's clients or people you meet through this job, friends and family, and that support. So, and my coworkers, it's really fun to bounce ideas off of. You can still do that now, but it's always fun in person to just kind of have that banter constantly. So I think just adapting to change and staying inside a little more.
You seem to have a lot of fun on Local Ones and wear great clothes. Do you need a clothing stipend?
Ooh, Millie, thank you. I do not. I wish. I hope King Brad's watching. Send me. No, I don't. But a lot of my clothes, I just have. I honestly love bargain shopping. I love Marshalls and TJ Maxx and all of that, and love finding those little hidden gems. My mom actually has a really fun closet, and so I like kind of going in there and asking to borrow a few things in there and some cool vintage items that I know other people might not have. But I do also work with some boutiques in the area that I work with that gives me some clothes that they lend to me that I can wear sometimes on air, and then I just have to give them back after my on-air set.
How did you come up with the ideas going to all those places?
Yeah, I just ask a lot of my friends and family and coworkers and viewers, what do they want to see? I've lived in Seattle my whole life for the most part, besides going to school and a little stint in San Diego. So I want to find something that maybe people don't know about, whether it's a cool, different restaurant or a hidden gem, like the hot tub boat is one of my favorites that I've done. I've lived here and never knew that existed in South Lake Union, that you could drive around a little hot tub boat. So I want to bring that to people in Seattle, whether they're new to the area or have lived here their entire lives. So I'm always asking viewers at the end of all my videos, if you have an idea or something that you want me to do, please hit me up. And then sometimes, different businesses will send me an email and say like, hey, I have this cool new product. Have you heard of us? And that's also a way that I find ideas too.
What do you like about Local Lens?
Local Lens is kind of my baby. I came up with the idea. I don't know if you know that. I presented this idea along with a couple other people to our big decision-making team. And I knew I wanted to tell stories, but I wanted them to be fun and different. I wanted it to be on YouTube because I feel like that's just always, it's different than television, but a lot of people are like in tuned with YouTube right now and the digital age. So for me, Local Lens is really just a passion project. I want to make people laugh. I want them to watch a video and smile and enjoy the city that I love and hopefully they love together. And I just think what's not to like about going out and experiencing fun things in your city and getting to meet really cool, different people that teach you a lot. Honestly, I wake up every single morning and go to work and I'm stoked. I never wake up and I'm like, oh, work today. Like for me, it's so fun. And I think that's something that's really important when you find a job or a career that you are really passionate about it, because it's going to be hard work and you're going to get a lot of constructive criticism in your career. But if you love it, you don't care. You just keep going.
What was your favorite project, interview, or experience?
Oh, gosh. There's so many. I mean, I have a lot of fun. I mean, going to Lake Chelan I call it the Cabo of the Northwest. I love any of those little excursions. I love road trips. But I think if I had to pick, one of my favorites is an interview I did with a kid from the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And that really impacted me in a really amazing way to just show that Local Lens isn't just this funny, quirky show. It can also be serious. And I got to interview a kid from there, and we just went to the Mariners, had a game, and we got to go run the bases together and sit at home plate and do the interview. And I think he probably taught me a little more than I taught him that day. And his family was just amazing. They still reach out to me all the time and are super supportive on what I've done with Local Lens. So that was probably one of the better days.
Do you think you can do more on YouTube than if you could do on a show for TV?
I think there's some advantages with YouTube for sure. There's not as many rules on YouTube with length like I was talking about. So in a newscast, we try and always have most stories around 2 minutes. That's kind of a sweet spot so you can just keep the show moving and the pace. But on YouTube, there's kind of a different viewer. They want to sit there and really just binge watch. Sometimes I have people tell me they started on a Local Lens video and then it's kind of like Netflix where it's like, here's your next video, are you still watching? And you're just like, yep. And you just keep kind of going and watching. And so I kind of think of it as that, it's like a Netflix show, but you can finish the whole thing right there. And then there's just different edits. It's fast paced. It's kind of more consumer style. So I'm not worried about hitting the perfect shot with this amazing lighting and everything like that. It can be just anyone out there vlogging. People again want to see that it's authentic and it's not it doesn't need to be crazy graphics or anything like that. They really just want to have you vlog your day.
Yeah. since we live in a small community and the high school students and community members all watch our announcements, would you like to give advice to the graduating class of 2020?
Sure. So I really feel for the graduating class of 2020, but words that come to mind, are just resilient, determined, the fact that you guys can adapt to change. So you don't really need any advice from me because I feel like you are going to do amazing things and succeed in anything, because a lot of seniors that I've talked to are just so positive and showing that they've told me it's not that they really miss high school and the fact that they're going to school every day that they're missing, it's the people. So if you think about it, you didn't lose your community by the fact that COVID-19 is going on. It's still there. You're not alone. You just have to kind of come at it in a different way, whether that's on Zoom calls like this or phone calls, or maybe dropping something off and social distancing at someone's house and giving them a wave to show them that you're thinking of them on their birthday or something like that. So I think we've all had to adapt and be creative and try as much as we can to stay positive. Obviously, we're all going to have bad days, but I think if we just can continue to be kind to one another and keep our passion and really focus on what matters, I think this has really taught me what matters, and like you get really wrapped up in a lot of things with your job and everything else, and this just kind of has made me come back to life and really realize what's important. So I hope the students just know that they're going to get through this. It's just the beginning. You have so many things to look forward to, and I know you're going to do great things. Are we all done?
Mm-hmm.
What, Millie? You crushed it.
So this one